Leveling in this game takes forever. So, for those of you who clicked on the video and want a direct answer, bosses are better for leveling up and also have a better loot drop potential. Now, you can click off the video and be satisfied, but just know that this is not the end of the story. I'm going to spend some time doing both missions and bosses to see which one is the right one for you. So if you're ready, hit the like button, subscribe. And I think I'm going to start with missions. Before we get started, there are some things about missions that you need to understand. Anything other than special grade missions is a waste of time. And of these special grade missions, there's a ranking from best to worst. The worst special grade mission you want to stay away from is defeat a Bami. It's not hard in terms of difficulty, it's just long and tedious because they jump around and make you chase them. In front of that, we have the capture special grade missions. It's just the time taken to capture the point, which is why this one isn't so good. Next, we have defeat a cursed user. It's in the middle for a reason. It's just mid. And then we have exercise an unregistered spirit. And the best one of them all that you should pick every single time without a doubt is the exercise cursed spirit missions. With that being said, let's go ahead and do some missions where I actually need to promote first. Okay, so that was about 30 minutes of doing missions. We went up around 18 levels. We gained a total of 26 million XP and around 250,000 Seni. I'm gonna let you guys decide whether that's good or bad, but now let's move on to bosses. Okay, we're in the boss area and I'm going to do the boss that gives me the most XP, which is the Ocean Curse Nightmare. If I'm not able to do this, then I'll just revert to the Finger Bearer Nightmare. What is this lag? Holy lag! What is this? How? What? Like, how am I supposed to dodge that? Like, I don't get it. I tried. Alright, so I just finished farming bosses for roughly the same amount of time, 30 minutes or so, and I think now it's time to compare the results. Okay, so we finished all the farming, doing the bosses and the missions. Now it's time for the exciting stuff. So over the 30 minutes or so of doing missions, we gathered a total 26.1 million XP, and we also got around 250,000 cash. Now, to my surprise, from roughly around the same amount of time doing bosses, we got around 23 million XP and 310,000 cash. But I'm just here to deliver the information, and it's up to you guys to decide whether or not missions or bosses is the right one for you. Talking about information, let's cover the advantages of both missions and bosses. Okay, so starting with missions, there's much more variety, so it makes them less boring rather than missions which is the same boss over and over again, which can get tedious and boring. And not to mention, you can randomly find world spawning items while you're completing your missions, and the XP is not that bad. Now bosses, on the other hand, should be the best method in the game for getting XP, but my findings are a bit different. Though I only spent 30 minutes and the boss I did was very underleveled, but it is the best method in the game for getting XP, and there is a better loot potential. What do I mean by loot potential? If you're doing bosses, especially on nightmare mode, you have access to more chests, so a higher potential to get better loot, and you also have a 20% luck boost while doing bosses, and the rewards that you get from bosses are generally better than the missions. Now with all of that said, I hope most of you can make an informed decision on which one to choose. If you found any of this helpful, please let me know in the comments. Also, if you have any questions, let me know. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.